Hello students from Cyprus. Today I'm going to show you a famous Neolithic settlement site. And you can see they've built a nice tent above the site here. This is the very first group of people that settled in Cyprus. And so we're going to take a look at the way they constructed their buildings. It's raining, so I'm going to try to hurry here and get under the tent. Okay. Alright, so this was around 8,000 BC, according to the Neolithic timeline. Although we don't know exactly how old the Earth is, that is what this is placed at. These people built circular structures, and you can't see a person inside that those ruins there, but they're very small. And there's evidence that there were at least 2 layers, if not 3, in this settlement. So we can imagine a round building with 2 floors, maybe even 3. And this particular one that I'm showing you here in the front has a little pit, and they found some burials there. Okay, so let's walk up. They would have had plastered walls, which is common with the other Neolithic settlements that you read about in your textbook. Okay, so now looking down on top of some of these round ruins of buildings. And on the other side here, they believe that some of these platforms and supports in the bottom of the buildings would have supported a wooden floor. They used red ochre to decorate the plaster that they had found, which is now missing, either has been taken to a museum or worn off with excavations. Now we're coming upon what appears to be the most important part of this settlement. Okay, you can see a double wall. They believe that probably the head of the settlement lived here. So this is right at the time of the Neolithic Revolution, when people stopped being hunter-gatherers, or they transitioned from being hunter-gatherers into being settled people in one place. They still hunted. They believe that these particular people hunted deer, and they also grew wheat and barley. So they ate grains that they had learned how to grow, which is part of that Neolithic Revolution, learning agricultural practices. And of course, we already mentioned the decoration of walls in the settlement, so they're making artwork. It's fascinating to imagine what these people lived like at that time. I'm going to show you here a rendering of what they believe some of the houses look like. So this is circular, cut in half. Some of the top rooms they believe were domed, so that's why you see the triangular shape. And then maybe a ladder to reach the second floor. The roofs would have been flat on the non-domed ceilings. They believe around 150 people lived here. So this is, like I said, these houses are just tiny compared to what we're used to, but They believe they did cooking outside, and of course they would have done bathing and bathroom practices outside, so the only thing that they would have done inside these houses would have been rest and sleep and perhaps just have shelter from the elements. There's still some areas out here that have not quite been excavated as much. Okay, you can see the remains of a wall there. This is what I showed you at the beginning with the burial pit. So they expanded beyond their original wall to add on houses as their settlement grew. And if you think about some of the Neolithic settlements you read about in your textbook, this is right in keeping with the plastered walls, the artwork on the walls, and the red ochre, as well as the burials underneath, right where they were living. This was a common thing with the Neolithic people.